crank it. Welcome back to Tempa Customs, and we're still working on Annabelle. We're going to try to rebuild this into a better system, but try to reuse a lot of the parts that are here, make it sound better. Right off camera here, you have Koby and Sam trying to get the back of the car put back together, because this is the final stage of the build, getting an exhaust back in. Everything else is pretty much done. We still don't know if it works or not. You may know already, because depending on which order I put these videos out in, you may already know if this clutch works, and I may not know if this clutch works. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a muffler here where the cat used to be, and then reroute this piping, and then just put the tips out at the end over there. And actually, looking at how this goes, Koby, what we might want to do before we go crazy with it is connect that to that, like weld a piece so it keeps the distance correct.
Yeah.
Make that like a solid for right now, and then try to make this piece a Y piping here somehow and connect these. Well, not that to that, but if we weld this to that with a bar, it'll keep the dimensions correct. You just have to reconnect them.
Yeah.
So maybe it's now I was thinking about this on camera. That's probably the best way to do it. That way none of that changes. Yeah, we'll do that.
Or we just mock it up completely separately. That way we can get the points exactly where we want them. I feel like they hung kind of low.
Did they hang low?
Yeah, I don't remember, but...
Well, maybe we'll just put a bar from there to there just to keep the distance correct. So we're not trying to fight that as a separate piece. And then we can get them up where we want them underneath the car, and then build the pipe between them. That might be the best way of doing it. So that's probably what we're going to do. But yeah, we're going to try to reuse as much of this just because Sam's budget is kind of low on this. And this pipe's still in pretty decent shape, I think. It might be. We'll find out when we get into it. But I think we can weld this back together and make something useful out of the pieces that we have here. Just came back from the store. I've got bits and pieces for exhaust. Koby's underneath the car. You did get the that 90 thing back in?
Yeah, this is what I've got going right now.
Okay, what do we got going right now?
But the only thing that I just realized, this 9 doesn't kick out far enough necessarily, so we might have to kick this at an angle.
That's fine. It's still
Just
above
to
the
clear-
floor.
Yeah, just to clear those pieces. Like, oh,
You were taping it? Yeah.
look,
Okay,
it was,
see.
like running in.
Yeah. But just kicking it a little bit, that's fine. Whatever. It might direct air up into the engine bay too.
Koby.
Like a
1 second.
like an undersplitter. There you go.
My tape welds.
Yep. Put 2 tacks on that one, we're good. Funky J-pipe.
Yeah, this is gonna be super ugly in that section.
Doesn't matter.
But
no one's gonna care, no one's gonna see it.
yeah, now if you have that for the other side, that the other adapters you got,
Right. We can make that slide on there.
Space.
Okay, so you wanna Sharpie that?
Well, this I can.
You wanna tack it there? You wanna tack all that in?
Yeah.
Yeah, tack all that in. And then go from there.
Okay, eyes.
Yep.
How does that look there?
Pretty darn good. It's above the fuel tank.
All right.
So Koby's got this kind of tacked up. We have to fix this one a little bit kind of sagged. So we'll get these welded complete, these 2 welds, and then we can fix the muffler weld. So not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So once he's done welding all this stuff up, we will get work on the next, probably clamp it until right at the end of that. Yeah. We'll figure out the next step. So see you guys in a minute. Okay, so that's in. You're gonna need this pipe here and that little spacer.
This pipe should fit.
It's way too big on there. It's the same as that end. Correct.
Gotcha.
Which might be easier to weld that onto that pipe. I can weld that onto there if you want me to. And that way we have something stronger to weld to. It'd be easier to weld it out here. And it doesn't matter which way it goes on, then we can just cut it.
Yeah, so if you just...
Well, but do we have to cut that end first? Or will that slide on far enough? Slide that on the other way, yep. Slide that on.
It doesn't slide on.
Oh, it doesn't slide onto there?
No, it's this, it slides like this.
Oh, okay. We have to butt weld both of them then. Okay, but okay, let's say I take the flare off.
That's what I'm looking at, like this.
If I cut the flare off,
I mean,
would it work?
I think so.
Okay, I'll cut the flare off of it.
I mean, look where that comes out right there.
Yeah, and I'll weld it on there. Okay. Okay, so let's just tack on the 1 tack, see how that lines up. Could be hot.
A little warm. And how do you think that looks there?
That's where it belongs, right there.
Okay.
So does that line up if I weld it right there?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little. Here, give me.
What do you need?
Let's try something real quick.
Okay.
Take some blue masking tape
Okay.
and kind of wrap it around there and try and make a little crib for this.
Oh, I think you're right. If I'm lined up,
Are you just gonna weld this piece?
just that one piece on there, yes. It gives you all good metal to weld to.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, as long as it's right there, I can tack that on. So yeah, that's dead center where it's got to sit.
Now, hold on. Which, you probably want this to be kicked up just a little bit. Here's a 4x4.
4x4.
Think like that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we'll
Let me check out back here. Yeah, you're perfect right there.
Okay.
Okay, welder.
Yep, give me the welder and a mask.
Gas is on, welder's on.
That was hot on my arm. stop. Okay, that is one piece for right now.
Pivots and bends, so we can fit it in any shape we need it to. I've got 2 other rubber ones if that works even better. We can bend those plates. I go as close to that corner as possible.
That's what I'm trying to... So, we've actually got the alternator bracket right here.
Oh, do we?
It's like, I mean, look at this. If you cut...
Dude, you have to cut the C-clamp?
If you cut this top arch off.
Okay. And
then we take this bolt out. We might be able to weld this perfectly flat right.
Oh, I bought clamps for them.
I think cutting top two, and then bending it like at the third one outward. So just like this. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because it rotates. But at like
10 degrees, 20 degrees.
I'm thinking
22 and a half.
I think maybe almost 30.
30 degree? Okay, at the third one.
So
cut the top 2 off.
So cut the top 2 off, and I guess it's the fourth one.
Okay.
Is where it needs to be bent.
Got it, okay. Okay, this is the piece of the exhaust we have welded so far. We've used that part of the original and that part of the original. And then we have this thrush turbo in the middle. Hand that down. There we go.
That one I'm not too worried.
Yeah, but it'll help pull so you can get the bolts in.
That's true.
Okay. Good? It's not rolling things right now. Should pull up into position like we want it. Socket for these. Yep, we're out past the axle, so right there, which is awesome. So Koby has left, and he had prior obligations, so I was thankful that he helped as much as he could. But he left me with getting the tailpipes on, and I'm kind of working. We're going to build a Y pipe into this, custom Y pipe, and I'm trying to work this pipe into this, into the tailpipe on this side. We'll start with that, and then we'll work our way to this side and try to make a match. Been kind of trying to cut this thing and shape it to kind of make this fit, which is not going to perfectly, but if I can get it close, I think we'll be happy. So we'll go something like that. I got to round it out just a hair bit more, and then we'll beat it to death to make it fit. I think is what we're gonna do. Sounds good to me. So yeah, I mean this is gonna be an ugly weld, but you'll never see this weld, and as long as it's sealed, who cares? So this was where we left off. This pipe has to go, which, man, that's really close to your e-brake, which is crazy how close that is to your e-brake. I don't know why they would do that. But we're going to kick this up anyway. We'll have to put some kind of a heat tape on there. It's going to come all the way back to like there. It pushes this out to there. I think that's kind of what we want. How does that look back there on the tips?
Tips? They're a little low, but that works.
Well, we can go higher with them.
That looks better.
Are they level there?
What do you mean by
Are they level? The 2 tips, are they parallel?
Just about, I mean...
Close enough? Are they centered?
Close enough, yeah. They're centered.
So how do the tips look? Do you like them where they are right there?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to have to do is... we have to clean this other pipe up a little bit. and then have you hold that where you want it.
Okay.
And then I'll come underneath there and put a couple tacks on it, and then we'll take it out and weld it. And then we'll work on getting this other cross Y pipe done. So let's clean this piece up, and then we will weld this piece in. Yeah. Well, finished up with what was started out really ugly. Again, when they're done, they're not that bad. You know, no, they're not good, but for what we're doing and the horsepower we're putting through this car, which is stock and actually way less than stock, this is going to be more than enough weld, and the pinch area is not going to be that bad, especially since we're going to be wiring it out, so only half the flow is going to be coming out of this tip anyway. We're fine. So let's fit this underneath there and see how this looks, and see if we can start the Y pipe before dinner. Sun is going down. We've got this pipe in to here, but we need to get another pipe over to the other side of the car. So we're going to have to make a custom Y pipe. I'm going to try to, this is going to have to be cut to come up like in here somehow. And I haven't figured out 100% how I'm going to do that. But I do need it to go like this. So I don't want to mess with this flange either, so I want to try to keep it in this flange area, but what I might do is cut this out and play around with that till I get a fit that fits. Then we'll cut a hole in this pipe that fits, and we'll end up with something hopefully up inside here. It's got to be just sitting down just almost flush with the bottom of this, we found out. So with the Sharpie, it's going to have to be at least half the pipe, honestly. Actually, but I want to be way out here, though. So I can't get there, so it's got to be back here further. So because of the distance of that, I'm going to have to come in past the flange. So let's start with that. Let's start with that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it and just try peeling it open at half. We'll cut it down the middle here and see if I can get it to kind of snap over where I want it and get a good fit on this pipe. Then I can trace onto that pipe and cut this pipe open somewhere in this area is what I'm hoping I can do. It doesn't going to be cut open here. I know it's not going to be perfect flow or whatever, but it'll be better than nothing. So let's try that. So this is what I've got so far. I've got this pipe cut, and I could cut it better, but my welding's not as good as I care about, so what do I care? And the better I get it, obviously, the better it would be. Hey, Sam, come here quick. Take a look at the other tailpipe. Make sure it's still level. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And we did check that this is kind of in line with the other pipe, so that's good. So I'm going to mark this end. This is where I want it to stop. Kind of right there. And then all I did was hack out this part of it to fit, and then I'll come in here and I will cut out up to like this part of this inside of this pipe. We take out that much of it. It'll fit. The air should flow down into this thing enough to make it work. Again, is it going to be a good racing turbo setup? No. Will flow go both ways? Don't know, but let's hope so. I have notched out the inside of this pipe. There's a big hole in it, and I would show you, but it took us a little while to get this back into where it belongs, so we don't want to remove it again. So I'm going to tack this on to where it needs to stay, and then this pipe, it goes a little bit deep into here, so once I get all this tacked up, I'll mark this pipe, then I'll cut off a piece inside here so that it doesn't interfere with the flow into this pipe. There we go. Okay, that can no longer move, which is perfect. Okay. With that in where it belongs, we can now
figure out this side. So what we have to do on this next pipe, it's going to be a couple pieces, but that's fine. This piece has to go in here. But to make the pipes level, we're at a weird angle. We're like angled downward just a little bit. So we're in line this way, but not this way. So what we have to do is take a small pie cut out of this pipe, probably just a slice, and be able to bend this pipe up to line up, and that will give us enough to line these, get these two to hook up together. So that's what we're gonna do. But I can weld up this piece without a problem. I can weld up that piece, and then such a small little piece in here, but it's what it is. It's what we had to do. We didn't have much of a choice. Last couple of tack welds for the night. It's getting late, and I don't want to anger the neighbors at all. So, put 2 tacks here, 2 tacks here, and a couple out here, and that will complete the tack welding part of it. And then I can take the slip yoke off here. Not slip yoke, just take the slip joint off here. Finish welding everything, and either clamp this, or the whole exhaust would pop down, and we throw a welder on it, which we'll probably do. Just make the whole thing welded, and it'll be done. That way we can get a good look at what the exhaust completely, what the exhaust completed looks like. Because why not? So, yeah, I'm going to tack these really quick and be done for tonight. Yeah, let's call that a night, and we will finish this up tomorrow.
In the daylight, this looks fantastic. This one I think is a hair bit lower than this side, but once I get the straps in, it should pull it up, and I can even them out. It looks really good for being a homemade exhaust. The last things I got to do before I can take the whole system down and weld it all together is to put some straps in. So I got 2 sets of these rubber straps that go on with exhaust clamps, 2-inch exhaust clamps, and some self tappers, and we should be able to anchor this up. I haven't figured out exactly where I'm going to put them yet, so once I figure that out, I'll show you what I've done with that. But once those are in and up, I can snug everything and put the last tack weld on the tailpipe piece going into the Y pipe, drop the whole entire system, weld everything up, and then reinstall it all as a complete system. So I think that's where we're going to do it. I have a little a ratchet strap as a spacer, so hopefully when I weld it, it'll stay very close to centered. The height looks good. I'll show you what I did with the straps. So I've got a strap right there. It's not completely tight, but it's holding. And I've got the strap over there. Again, the clamps, I'll turn the clamps up, but that'll hold it that way. And yeah, let's finish tack welding this in. I'll pull the whole exhaust and weld this weld and finish doing the rest of them, and we should be able to put it up for the last time. And that's that for the welding and the grinding. With that, I will reinstall it, and we will see how it fits and how it looks once it's completely installed for the last time.
lighting is kind of dark, but the exhaust is done. So we have our 2 spring bolts up there. The muffler's welded in here, wraps around to the stock pipe here. We have one hanger that actually bent the bracket off of the AC compressor that drops right into here, holds this side of the exhaust, and then you can see that hanger right there, right by the Y pipe, is there. And I'll probably get a second bolt in there, but that one will definitely hold. And then all the welds are in along here. And then the other hanger is right there, right before it goes out on that side. And that more than enough supports this exhaust system. So,
and with that, we have a completed exhaust system. I'd love to let you hear it run, but we have a couple of other odds and ends that we're working on in the simultaneous video that we're not done with yet. So if you want to hear it run, stay tuned for the next episode where it 100% will be running, and you'll be able to hear what it sounds like, and hopefully we'll also be able to have the before and after to see if it sounds any different from the point when you got it. We have a startup video as well, and I'll take a clip out of that in this one to see if it sounds any different. So yeah, make sure you check out the next episode where actually the car will be on the ground and running. You'll be able to hear it and hear how this exhaust sounds. So thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope everybody has a great week.